5 months. It has been 5 months since that you fought your last fight. And it was a good fight. It was against Mirko Korkop. What have you been up to in those last 5 months?
Yeah, I was training like normal, you know. In the last 3 months, I went to Cuba to train some boxing with the Brazilian Olympic team, you know.
3 months?
Yeah, 3 months before. I was there for like almost 1 month. I get a little bit better by standing up, you know, how to move the ring, how to cut the ring, you know. And I improved that part. And then I went to São Paulo, another capital from Brazil, and stayed with them for almost 1 month. Then I came back to the Brazilian top team the last month and I improved my ground skills. I want to get back the belt, you know, to be the champion again. To me, it's very important. I think more important than money.
Everybody pretty much knows that you're in the final 4.
But to be there, you know, I have to be the Japanese guy. He's a young fighter. He's going to hungry to fight, you know.
Yep.
And in June, I don't know who's gonna face me, you know. There, so I gotta be ready, though. I got respect for another opponents, but I want to be there in August. That is, I'm training for, I'm focused for. You know, I want to be there in August. It doesn't matter who's going to be the opponent.
All right, boss, on deck it is interim heavyweight champion Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira set to face off with Hirotaka Yokoi. Now, Yokoi, we don't know too much about.
No.
Other than he's undefeated at 10-0.
I know, but he's a submission guy. That's what we know. Because all the fights that he won, it's by or submission or it's by decision. He never won by knockout. So it's like you said, it's pretty safe to say that he's a submission artist. But he's going to face Antonio Nogueira. The guy's from Brazilian top team, black belt, trains with the best people in the world. My guess is he's better in submission than Yokoi is. Although I really would like to see that Nogueira is going to try to keep his fight on his feet and try to knock him out. Since he's been working on his boxing in Cuba, I think that would be a great thing to show off to the people. Hey, you know what? I can hit too.
All right, boss, we are joined at ringside for our next bout by UFC superstar coming off his biggest win to date, handing Tito Ortiz his first knockout loss ever. I'm talking, of course, about the Iceman, Chuck Liddell. Chuck, welcome to ringside.
Thanks for having me. It's been a great show so far.
And what you were in the corner, Kevin the Monster Randleman. What are your thoughts on what just happened?
He did a great job. I mean, I didn't think he'd knock him out on his feet, but I thought he could win by a ground and pound. But we told him, you know, either stay very close to him or stay way away from him. Don't get that middle ground where Mirko is really dangerous. And he followed the game plan really well, and you see the results.
And congratulations to you as well, Chuck, coming off the biggest win of your career, an awesome display in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
at UFC 47.
Thank you very much.
It was beautiful. And we move on. Speaking of beautiful, this guy has all the beautiful skills of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he's fresh off a tour of Cuba where he trained with the Cuban boxing national team and also has worked on his Muay Thai. I'm talking about the interim Pride heavyweight champion, Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira. What's your take on him, Chuck?
He's just outright tough. You know, if you saw that fight he had with Mirko, and the punishment he took, and then came out and wound up taking him down in armbar. And that's just flat out tough guy.
Yeah. And also, let's not forget Bob Sapp, the fight. You remember when he got
Bob Sapp. Oh God, I thought he was dead. He got spiked on his head. I thought he was dead.
Me too.
He just still kept going. No quitting, that guy.
Yeah. He can take a lot of punishment. He took all the punches that Fedor gave him.
And there you see
he didn't stop. He lost it on decision.
And we saw there his opponent, Hirotaka Yokoi, who is undefeated in MMA at 10-0. And is also very good on the ground. In fact, has won many of his bouts with the ground game and also possesses a very granite-like chin. So a lot of people not giving him a lot of what you would say an opportunity or a chance to win this fight, but he also may surprise a few people in this bout. Having said that, Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira the interim Pride Heavyweight Champion, definitely has his sights set on going all the way in this tournament. But then again, so did Mirko Cro Cop, right, boss?
Yes. If it is what you say, okay, give it to me.
So Yokoi is 25, 5'10", 243 pounds.
Okay, now, but if you say all the things come in 3, and these last 3 fights are going to be reversed, that would mean that Yokoi is going to win this, and then Mark Coleman is going to win the other one. And that would be really weird, because then Mark Coleman and Kevin Randleman will be in the same tournament.
Nogueira's 27, 6'3", 226 pounds, so he definitely has the height and reach advantage, while Yokoi outweighs him by about 17 pounds as they do the traditional stare down, and they're not taking their eyes off each other. So, Chuck, what kind of a fight do you anticipate we see? Do you know much about Yokoi, of course, being a Japanese fighter?
I haven't seen much of Yokoi, but I expect he's going to try to work on some of that boxing he's been doing. Nogueira is, and try to work, stay away from Yokoi's strength, even though that's his strength, too.
And you can hear the remnants of Chuck Liddell. He was probably screaming and celebrating with Kevin the Monster Randleman as he was in his corner after that stunning knockout victory over Mirko Cro Cop. As we begin this matchup now, Nogueira has Yokoi along the ropes, working the body lock.
He's got a double underhook here.
There's a knee.
I can't see it from this
From
side.
the
No, he
vantage point,
doesn't.
nope.
Only one.
Yokoi answers with a knee. Now Yokoi, underhook, overhook.
It's strange. I really thought that Nogueira would really push himself away here, get out of the clinch, and using his boxing skills. I really expected that.
Well, Nogueira, I mean, he's traditionally a wrestler type, and a lot of times once they get in a fight, they go right back to what they're most comfortable with, and that's wrestling and his jiu-jitsu.
World-class Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, in fact, a two-time Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion, and now he has him on the ground into the cross-side position, also known as the side mount. Very dangerous now for Yokoi as he tries to land some lefts, does Nogueira. Boss, what do you see him attempting to do here?
I don't know, but hitting the top of the skull might hurt your hand. I wouldn't do that. I would position myself a little bit lower, and then so you can hit his jaw, actually.
And how about you, Chuck? What would you recommend?
I think what he's doing is just trying to loosen him up a little bit to go for a submission. He's not really trying to strike him real hard with those punches or cause much damage.
Opportunity here perhaps to also go for some knee strikes to the side of his body.
Looks like he's looking for a side choke already here on this arm here, on the left arm if you quite watch.
Very slow and methodical pace to begin this bout. Just over 2 minutes have elapsed between the interim heavyweight champion Nogueira and Hirotaka Yokoi.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, yes, he's totally in side mount. Let's see what he can do now. He's looking for a submission. Like you said, Chuck, he's setting him up with some punches, knees to the head. Nice escape here.
Nice move. Wow. Yokoi.
Great reversal by Hirotaka Yokoi into the body lock now.
Back to that over-under fight. Both of them are going to be working this.
Nice knee coming out from the break.
This is what he should do. Box.
Fans now anticipate some striking. And we can tell you that the first round of this tournament has drawn a crowd of 42,110.
Look at this.
So just over 42,000 people here at the Saitama Super Arena.
He's got both under.
Both underhook.
So now it's a full body lock. A tremendous crowd taking in the action, and they've seen everything.
Dug it back in. Did a good job getting his underhooks back.
He's looking for that takedown. There it is. A judo throw by Yokoi, dropping the hammer fist. Back up to his feet, and Nogueira's in the butt scoop position.
He's going to try to go to the side mount here. Going to push the legs to the side. But I think it's a very difficult task to do it with Nogueira. Until now, Yokoi looks really impressive. good balance.
We've already seen one of the Holy Trinity eliminated in Mirko Cro Cop. They were saying that Cro Cop, Nogueira, and Fyodor Emelianenko were expected to make it to final conflict in August. Yokoi will try to make it 2 upsets in a row. Look at Yokoi now taunting Nogueira. Nogueira wanting none of it.
Well, it's exchange with him sitting there.
Yeah.
And we mentioned Yokoi does have a strong chin.
Well, he's in a better position to exchange, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One guy's hitting from the bottom, one guy's hitting from the top.
And Nogueira, we know, also has a strong chin, as you mentioned, Chuck. The punishment that he took against the likes of Mirko Cro Cop. The Nogueira twins, in fact, are
Here we go, armbar.
freaks of nature. And yeah, you're right.
Armbar.
Looking forward to that. Armbar is... the shoulder lock. No.
Nice.
Gets out of it. Nicely done by Yokoi.
He's good. Yokoi is good.
And the fans rally behind Hirotaka Yokoi.
Very nice counters.
Wow.
Perhaps surprising some people back home is Yokoi.
Okay, at least we have 5 minutes.
Oh,
We
nice
played for
arm
5
drag,
minutes.
nice drag.
Yeah, we can officially say this is the longest fight of the night here in the opening round of this tournament.
Restart in the center of the ring will happen in about now and 10 seconds, I guess.
Side mount now, perhaps looking for
It's going to
choke
probably
here,
go for a
bust.
figure 4.
now going
mount
to the top position.
That's-
No, nice
he's
reversal
struck out.
again. Oh, nice combination of punches thrown by Yokoi. Well done.
Oh, he's got a nice half guard. Guys, he's going out the back.
Yeah.
And Yokoi does it again, just simply stepping out of the way. And he wants Nogueira perhaps to stand up. Nogueira in the Buttscoop position, now back into the open guard. And you feel, Chuck, right now, is Nogueira is working on the jiu-jitsu-like maneuvers. I was going to ask you, do you think he's at all frustrated by Yokoi? But maybe he's already answered my question because he continues to work on his BJJ skills. Do you see that at all?
I don't think he's frustrated. I mean, has too much experience in this to be frustrated from this. He's just gonna keep working for his stuff, and he's gonna keep trying to set it up.
Yep, you're exactly right. He's shown us that in the last fights. In all his fights, you know, he will keep going, and then once, bang, when you make one mistake, he will catch you.
Nogueira, in the interviews prior to the bout, said that he does respect Hirotaka Yokoi, not wanting to underestimate his Japanese opponent whatsoever. Again, Yokoi is undefeated at 10-0. Yokoi wanting again to engage in the strike fest. There's an up kick that connects on the face. Another one.
Are those legal?
Yeah,
Yes,
those
they
are
are
legal.
here in Pride.
But he can also just kick him in the center of the chest and kick him away from him, and then get up.
Yeah, forget it, coming from UFC to Pride.
Some
There's a few rule differences.
Some strikes from the bottom now by Nogueira as he gets busier. Less than 3 minutes remaining now in round number 1. So Nogueira now becoming busier from the bottom as Yokoi gets back up to a vertical base. Nogueira still in that Buttscoop position where he is comfortable. Now Yokoi attacking the back of Nogueira's left leg. Is there any chance whatsoever, you guys, of Nogueira accepting that challenge to get back up with his feet?
Hey, listen, I would do it. Look at this knee bar. Oh, no, he missed it. He is looking for everything, but Yokoi is good.
Yokoi hasn't really invited him to get back to his feet. He's standing up, still standing over and kicking him. If he wanted him to get up, he'd walk away and back up. And then they'd make him get up.
He trips him down. Now they are back on their feet. The fans like this, as does Boss Ruter.
I want to see
And I'm
the
sure Chuck
buttons
Liddell as well. Both of you guys, very good strikers. And let's see how much that training in Cuba with the national boxing team of Cuba has helped Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira, who already is very dangerous, and any weapon that he can add to his arsenal will make him that much more lethal. Of course, he wants to unify that heavyweight championship against Fyodor Emelianenko, and that very well could happen over the course of this tournament.
He's got to attack. He's got to come in punches. That's why he's got to do it.
Trying to close the gap. Yokoi now backs into the corner.
sitting on the corner, wants him to come in, I guess.
Oh, another one, good one. Oh, that was acid for a knee.
Going for the tie clinch and the knee, you're right, boss.
Nice jab there. Short and stiff. Good.
Oh, there's a nice right-left combination delivered by Nogueira into the final 60 seconds now. And now Yokoi comes back with a combination of his own. Chuck, you're again very proficient striker. What do you see materializing here? What do they need to do to make their punches even more crisper? Close the gap, square up their stance. What has to happen here, Chuck?
Nogueira's doing a great job.
Oh, knee right on the head. Sorry, Chuck.
Nogueira's doing a great job got up there striking. He's throwing crisp combinations, just staying tight, walking towards him.
Okay, and this could be a finish, and even though there's an arm in between, the team, the Brazilian,
Yokoi's popped his head on this Yokoi.
He's doing it again.
Game fighter, and time may become Nogueira's enemy. 10 seconds left. Yokoi, a survivor.
Go for a triangle.
Into the last 5 seconds of what has been an entertaining bout. And yes, 10 minutes is in the books. And a tremendous opening round between Hirotaka Yokoi and Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira. What did you think, Chuck?
I thought it was an exciting round. It was a lot of groundwork, and I usually prefer the stand-up, but it was very exciting groundwork. It went back and forth. Both guys working for stuff. No one's stalling, so.
You know what the good thing is? What the thing is? I see Yokoi walking back to the ring, and he's kind of wobbly. It looks like he's tired. And Nogueira looked really fresh when he walked back to the corner. So I don't know if that's going to play effect. Look at this hip throw here.
That was a beautiful hip throw.
All right, Chuck, why don't you walk us through part of this replay?
Well, which part would you like me to walk you through?
Right here.
That was a very nice reversal. He and then he also counters here. He gets under. He starts the half guard. Well, they're switching back. They're switching scenes pretty quickly.
Yeah, can't say.
Well, you're right. We did see a little bit of everything, the ground game, the stand-up game, and Yokoi hung in there with the interim heavyweight champion.
Yep, he did a real good job. Hey, but listen, 10-0, all the submissions, so the guy's good.
You better believe that, and in fact, coming off a victory over Wilson Gouveia at Hook and Shoot, Absolute Fighting Championships 2. Last year, you see in his corner, TK, a man you know well, boss, as do you, Chuck, UFC veteran.
Yep.
While in the corner, Nogueira, we have Mario Sperry and the rest of the Brazilian top team.
Murilo Bustamante, I think, is also there.
Yes, he is.
You know what the thing is with Nogueira? Nogueira always comes back stronger in round number 2 and even stronger in round number 3. So I think if that could be a mind, how you say it in a nice way, because I wanted to say it in a bad way. But that could be in the back of the mind of Yokoi, because he's tired. He looks tired to me.
Yeah, he looks really tired. And Nogueira seems to get stronger as the fight goes on, always.
Good point. We are
he's always in great shape. He can always go the distance.
Conditioning, definitely a Brazilian fighter's forte. Nogueira with an overall record of 21-2-1. This is his 11th appearance in the Pride Fighting Championships. A record of 9-1. His only loss, of course, coming against Fyodor Emelianenko, where he lost the heavyweight championship. There's a looping right hand that misses by Yokoi. There's a knee to the gut, but a nice judo takedown by Yokoi. North south position.
Look at this, how he gets up.
Accurate escape by Nogueira. Wow. Yokoi has some tricks.
Impressive.
As I would say up his sleeve, boss, and you're supposed to say...
No, he's not wearing any sleeves.
Okay, thank you. There's some combinations being delivered there by Nogueira.
Nogueira should really start pressing the fight. That's what I think. Press, make him tired.
He's throwing good combinations, and he needs to just step it up a little more, throw a few more, and move in more.
Definitely have to increase the tempo, start dictating the pace of this fight, because you're right, Yokoi, while he has definitely impressed, is beginning to fatigue. As you can see even there, the way he's backing up, he's on wobbly legs.
Nice knee to the body there.
Looking, and there's a sloppy shot.
And knees to the head. Oh, my God.
He's got the...
In a bad position is to start getting knee to the head.
Trying to turn him over to choke here.
Choke. Yep, that's a choke.
Interesting
choke.
Yeah, that's over.
Oh, nice.
Nogueira With a neat little joke there, Chuck.
I've never seen that joke. That was pretty creative.
That was a top team special. That's what Nick was doing.
An unorthodox joke by Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira. He neatly puts away a very game Hirotaka Yokoi, and the interim heavyweight champion will advance to our final 8 at 1 minute 25 seconds of the second round. Your thoughts, Chuck Liddell?
I thought it was a great fight. I think Yokoi started getting tired in the second round, and as we said, Nogueira gets stronger as he goes, and he came out there and seemed to figure him out. I mean, it looked like he took a desperation shot because he was getting beat on his feet. Yokoi was getting beat on his feet, was tired, took a desperation shot, got stuck underneath him.
Yeah, I think the front choke what we see here, what he's going to do now, it's kind of like a side choke. Watch when he turns around.
An upside down side choke.
He cuts off this blood circulation here with his right arm.
Yep.
You see, and his other arm, Yokoi's own arm, is pushing in his other side.
Yep.
So he cuts off both sides of the blood circulation. So it's kind of a side choke upside down.
Yeah, he pinches the carotid artery.
That was very
That's
nice.
Right.
Really cool. Never seen it.
Very well done. The pinching the carotid artery, cutting off the air supply to the brain. The innovative Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira does it again, and he is on his way to Critical Countdown June 20th. And Iceman Chuck Liddell, continued success with you, my friend, in the UFC. Bigger and better things, I'm sure, are in your future. Possibly another shot at that middleweight or the light heavyweight championship. We'll have to see what happens when Peter Belfort and Randy Couture settle their score.
Yes, yeah, definitely. I can't wait for that fight.
All right, there you have it. Well, Chuck, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure for, thank God you were the longest one who was sitting with us. Everybody was else for like 1 minute. But you actually had a second round.
And Chuck, we've just been informed that you are going to be working in the main event in Mark the Hammer Coleman's corner. This is interesting for the simple fact we saw what Kevin Randleman did, a teammate of Mark Coleman's, in a Hammer House. Where do you put Mark Coleman's chances against Fyodor Emelianenko? Where we've seen,
I think he has a great chance. I picked him for the upset of the night. I mean, the best chance of having a big upset of the night. So we already got Kevin having a big upset. Now it's his turn.
And why do you say that? Why do you say Mark Coleman has the greatest chance of an upset? Is it because of his conditioning?
Styles make fights, and his style is a style that could give Fyodor trouble.
You know Mark Coleman for a long, long time. Would you say that over the past 4 years since winning the Grand Prix, is this the best shape that you have seen him in since then? He's gone through a lot of injuries, a lot of trials and
looks great.
tribulations.
He looked great the other day. We were working with him in the workout room, and he looks great. I think he's got a great chance of winning this fight.
Well, again, thank you very much, Chuck Liddell, and best of luck to Mark the Hammer Coleman in the main event, and best of luck to you in your future.
Thank you very much.
Arigatou gozaimashita, as they say in Japan.
Boa noite.
Thanks,
皆さん
Chuck.
こんばんは。
Essa noite eu tô aqui se apresentando para vocês, me apresentando mais uma vez.
今夜はみんなの前でまた試合を戦うために来ました。
Espero que vocês tenham gostado do show.
いかがだったでしょうか。
Boss Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira now addressing the crowd. Yep.
Mais uma vez, eu treinei vários meses para me apresentar para vocês aqui do Pride.
I'm thanking them for their support, telling them that he fights for them.
Estou treinando para isso e esse ano eu vou ser campeão do Grand Prix. Todo respeito aos meus adversários. Dom arigatou gozaimasu!
And that was thank you very much at the end. Only the middle part we have to fill in now.
And we are going to be filling that in momentarily. But thank you very much for that end translation. You're very good.
Yeah, you're good.
Arigato.
I taught you some words. And actually, you came up with a lot of Japanese words there.
And there's his biggest fan in Japan, I understand.
What would you say to that girl on the street?
I would say anatakire. Anatakire. Anatakire, I would say to that lady. Okay, and what he said is that he's training hard, and he does believe that he will be the one, as that finger that's high above symbolizes. He thinks he will win this tournament, and why not? Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira, a very impressive outing here, as he will definitely go on to Critical Countdown June 20th.
Yep, and you know what? I have to give props to Yokoi, okay?
Oh, big time.
So although that he lost, you know, I have to give him big props because, yeah, he impressed me. But hey, the best man wins, and that is Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira.
And coming up, it is the main event. And let's see what will happen there as the Pride Heavyweight Champion, Fyodor Emelianenko, takes on the 2000 Pride Grand Prix Champion in Mark the Hammer Coleman, and it is straight ahead.